I'm gonna have to read. 5 seconds. Okay, so this is my parents here. Obviously, my mother was magic, and my father was very small. This is where it started. My mother, actually, when this was taken, my mother was a very good fashion illustrator in B. Altman, New York, which had a lot of influence on me growing up. And that career was ended when this happened. These are my siblings, my brother Scott, Beth, Neil, gangster, and my sister Susan. Actually, 3 of them live in Charleston today, which is cool. Wow, okay, that's longer. All right, so this is actually one of the sketches that my mother did when she was in New York. I've got over 200 originals that I basically saved from the fate of the garage floor. They're basically just sketches that go into the Times, New York Times, or the Tribune. Most of them say "Rush" on them. Anyway, so this is the city of Dubrovnik in Croatia. It's one of the things that really inspire me when I travel to see like walled cities, because you think people put walls around them because there are other people who want to kill everyone inside and take all their stuff. So that's always been interesting to me. It's a really amazing city. Another thing, the jungle temple in Cambodia, an amazing place. It was just grown over. French explorers rediscovered it in the 1900s. And you can climb to the top of one of these temples and see hundreds of them peering out from the jungle. This is the first restaurant I designed in Charleston or ever in 1995. It's an ugly little office building you can see on the top. It was called Kivahan at the time, and it's gone through 20 different names. But it was just one of those cool things where you take this horrible building and transform it. Here, this is where our office is now. We're celebrating our 20-year anniversary this year on July. And then we spent, 16 of those years have been in this building. This is my office. The upper right corner, I used to live in that corner. It's now our conference room. And for 7 years, the only way I could get up there was to climb a rope. All that glass is from the windows we renovated in the building that we replaced, and we recycled all of it, which is kind of cool. Okay, so I was asked to describe some of the design process that we go through. It kind of starts with something like this, where we throw out a fun concept. This is the library at Vendu rooftop, which used to have this amazing view of the harbor, and then they built these condos in front of it. But that's kind of like the beginning. This is like the turning torso. It's by this amazing architect, Santiago Calatrava, and it's really amazing. Sustainable development, which is one of the things that gives birth to something like this, a Midtown, which is this, it's really derived from traveling through Europe and seeing these great sustainable communities, and then trying to bring it back and Charlestonize it, and give it basically the same height, scale, and mass and that buildings in Charleston have. This was this great orchestra shell that I ran across in San Francisco, and it's just made of car hoods, recycled car hoods, and it's just one of those really cool things that I saw. This is a town called Christiania, an experimental community outside of Copenhagen, and this is just all recycled windows, and I say experimental because they were experimenting by not having any rules. Like, there were no building codes, and drugs were legal, and the only rule they had was no photographs, which I obviously broke. This was a cool, this is the Dunes West, and the Dunes Properties, Wild Dunes Real Estate Studio on King Street. And this was one of those places where it used to be the Baker's Cafe for years, and we came in and it had all this stuff hanging from the ceiling, so we had to be creative with the ceiling. This is the Basil in Mount Pleasant, new building. If anyone hasn't been to it, it's super cool. Thanks to Tara here. It was originally, we discussed 3,500 square feet, and it wound up being 7,200 square feet, and it's every square inch of it is super cool. So I put this in here. This is this cool little library in Turkey, and it's in Ephesus, Turkey. And what I thought was cool about this is that you go to this place and you go, wow, this is cool. Then there's this library that had like over 1,000 scrolls. And then I found out that during the excavation, they found a tunnel under the street that led straight to the brothel. And women weren't allowed in the library. This is a cool hotel, boutique hotel that we designed with swimming pool on the roof. It's right next to my office because I thought, you know, we need a swimming pool and a bar right next door. And I'm just saying that hopefully it'll happen someday. And really, you know, we're all going to get eaten by flesh-eating zombies someday. So this was actually in right outside of Cartagena, Colombia. It's a place called the Volcán de la El Tumbo. And it was this cool volcano that just started spewing mud. This is the old picture of King Street. It's awesome. Look how fun it is. It's like we're renovating some buildings to the right. We're putting a bunch of apartments that hadn't even been no one has been occupied since 1948 over Victoria's Secret there to the right. And then this is my last photo. And the theme to this is never spill your drink. It's a huge party foul. And so, thank you very much.